Okay.
This week's special show, like all my shows are like children and they're special. All my shows are like children and they're special. All my shows are like children and they're special. All my shows are like children and they're known, but people that know Becker, she's a little
She was heckling me on stage.
well, in the class.
She's heckling you guys. She's heckling me.
Well, in the class.
You're not a comedian. Who are you? Literally, everyone but you and Adam left. Was it?
Well, yeah, because I think everyone got uncomfortable, but true comedians like uncomfortable
I was
shit.
so
me
happy
and Adam,
that you guys stayed.
Me and Adam were like, let's watch what happens, because she was like, and I've seen her, like, I don't know if she was in the middle of, she acknowledges this, so I'm not telling tales out of school. She did have a bit of a mental breakdown, like, because, a lot of comics are on the edge. She had a bad relationship. I don't know I think that was a little before, though, so, I mean, this is part of her personality.
I'm not surprised. We all have mental breakdowns. I myself is guilty.
Well, I mean, once she took the GM job, things got a little hectic, and no comedian should have that kind of, like, it's too administrative to be, she was trying to help Buffalo, so, and then, she had a bad breakup, because once, at the open mic at Helium, there was a new comic. It was his first time on stage, and I think he was saying, like, a trap that new comics fall into. He was saying "fuck" every other word. So she actually stopped the show, which is unprecedented. Like, instead of just letting it go, because they only get 4 minutes, she actually stopped the show, got on stage, yes, at the open mic, and he had brought people, and she said no. She's like, you don't do comedy. And regardless of how she feels, it's like, you should have just let it go. You know what I mean? She's like, guy, you're saying "fuck" too much.
Dude, that's insane to me.
So, and she almost did the same thing to you, because she didn't like what you were. I mean, I don't know.
I don't even remember what I was saying.
I think you were just doing your material that you wrote, and then she just went off on you. And
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I watched your documentary recently, the Buffalo
Cold Snowing Losers.
I like that.
But it's not mine. Oh, I mean, I didn't make it.
Well, I liked your 2 sentences.
Oh. It was a cameo. I should have been more in there, but there's a narrative.
I know.
So
I was like, why is Tyrone in here so much? I want to see Jason.
The loser part. No offense to Well, no, he was pushing a narrative. They're like, this place is so cold, and Buffalo's hard because it's full of racist. I mean, Buffalo is racist. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, they're just trying to say it's awful because it snows. It's full of racist. How do these people ever do this? Is forges their comedy, and I was just kind of like, Buffalo likes dick jokes.
I watched it and I'm like, I did these jokes in Los Angeles about Buffalo in 2009. I'm like, I'm listening to my own jokes I said in Los Angeles in this documentary 6 years later. Or actually, no. When did this thing come out?
No, 4. I think the Cold Summer Losers, like, what's 4 years? 2016, maybe.
Okay. 6 to 7 years later. Yeah, but I'm a non-performing, non-professional comedian. I don't want to say my gimmick because then everyone's gonna copy it. That's like everyone's gonna copy it. Well, you gotta go on stage. That's weird. Why does everyone want me to go on stage so much? Why do you want me on your podcast? It's like if I don't perform and I'm not a professional, I'm not a comedian, then why is so many people interested in me and what I have to say? It's kind of interesting to me.
Well, these days you can call yourself anything you want, though. It's fine. You can identify as you can call yourself. I call my goddamn printer a printer, and that fucking thing never prints. So you could be a comic and never go on stage.
You call yourself a woman and be a man.
This society, we gotta. So it's fine.
So yeah, I watched Dr. Sleep.
It's not nominated for anything, though, right?
No.
How would you think of Dr. Sleep?
Well, I couldn't go to sleep because of COVID, and so I just turned on Dr. Sleep, and it was creepy. It's like there's a cult in there, and they feed off the fear of children, and like a cult of like hippie spiritualists, like hippies, like people who call me a hippie. They're like the leaders of this cult in the Dr.
Right,
Sleep.
on a bus, like
yes,
Ken Casey and the Kool-Aid Band, or whatever that book was.
The Merry Pranksters.
Merry Pranksters.
And then they're talking about The Shining. These kids have The Shine. These people, they somehow trap the essence of fear coming out of children. Sorry, spoiler alert. Into canisters. And then they can pick up on the shine of these children from thousands of miles away. They're taking these drugs, these fear adrenochrome, basically, if you've ever heard about that type of stuff. Lady Gaga, blood, fear, that's horrible conspiracy stuff you don't want to really look into unless you want to lose your mind for a couple of days. But they can sense the psychic abilities of these children from thousands of miles away. And then they just go, they're like vampires. And they've been searching, they're just keep their bodies young, and they with the fear of it's effed up. I mean, it's pretty much a microcosm of what's.
Well, it's like a metaphor, right?
Exactly.
Feeding on it. Well, it's a sequel to The Shining. I didn't know even Stephen King wrote one until this movie came out. And I never read the book. I read The Shining. I never read this book. Are you a horror fan?
I love
horror movies. You like Stephen King?
I recently have gotten into Stephen King because I learned about his universe. Every single one of his books and movies is in the same exact universe, the same exact continuum.
Right.
That was really interesting. And Stephen King had a lot of flat Earth references in his The Turtle, Maturin, the Dome. The turtle is the flat Earth.
I'm sorry, where's the turtle from now?
It's the mythology of Native Americans we're living on the back of a giant turtle, a tortoise. And the tortoise has a name. It's a benevolent. Actually, now we'll go into more movie. It's the clown.
Right.
What's his
Pennywise?
Yes, Pennywise. His natural enemy, his only enemy, is Maturin.
Oh, right. That's because they had to get the turtle to kill Pennywise.
Exactly. So it represents the primordial destruction and chaos of the universe, and Maturin represents the benevolent. So creation versus destruction is what that is.
Well, those are good themes. Well, that's probably good themes for horror all around.
Obviously, I just watched Michael Myers versus Jason a little.
That's not a movie. Is that a movie?
No, it was a clip short, and wow, it was amazing.
Who won?
Ooh, man. For like 6 minutes, they're just beating the ever-loving crap out of each other. I'm rooting for Michael Myers the whole entire time because Jason's just so much stronger. But Jason ended up winning.
You won against Freddy too, right? Freddy.
But then, all of a sudden, Jason's walking away, and then Michael's still alive at the end.
You can't kill Michael Myers. That guy, it's psychosis keeps you alive, man.
But I appreciate you having me on here, Jason. You are, besides Tyrone and Jesse, I went to Helium Comedy Club. I left recently. I left my credit card there. I probably went to go smoke in the parking lot. And I went back in, and right before Jesse goes on stage, here, dude, he gives me my credit card back. What a nice guy he is. What a nice guy.
Figured you didn't have a big limit, probably. Just assumed.
I was like, wow. But
who were you seeing at Helium?
Actually, it was JP Sears.
He's like he does videos though, right?
The redheaded ultra spiritualist.
Oh. Yeah, but he also does
he does. He's like
his videos are fun.
He's kind of like he is an anti comedian, and but he uses his comedy to reach millions of people and to heal a lot of people too. Like he puts a lot of things into really good perspectives. People, he's put out a lot of moon landing hoax videos, flat Earth videos where globe heads and flatheads, they each use him as proof of the flat Earth. They're like, look at this video this guy made. He thinks that look, he thinks that the Earth is flat. It's like he's making fun of the flat. It's like both of you don't even know what you don't even know. See?
So is it a derogatory term if someone just calls you a flathead, or is that the term?
Well, it's usually flurf is a good one that they like.
What does that mean?
Well, you're a flurfer. You're a flurf.
Is that a combination of two words?
Yeah, flat earther, flurf.
Oh, but is that a slur in the community of flat earthers?
Well, when globe heads, they have nothing else to say. Or
can't you just call us people, bro?
Globe earthers. Sorry. So when globe lovers, a globe defender.
We're all on the same planet.
No, take off the T. It's a plane.
Okay.
So
we're all on the same plane.
We're all on the same plane, man.
We're all in the same simulation, bro.
Simulation, bro. It's all a simulation, bro. We can't prove anything. We're in some alien's computer, man. Dude, I'm gonna next time I take DMT, I'm gonna ask the entities what happened to Kobe.
Okay, now I know you're upset because Kobe was he a hero of yours?
Kobe was definitely a hero of mine
because you like basketball.
I love basketball. The first basketball player I ever loved was Reggie Miller.
Because of his ability to hit threes.
He's clutch. He's a heel. But then I seen
and he hates Spike Lee. Not really.
But then I seen Kobe and Shaq versus Reggie in the playoffs, and Shaq went down, and everyone thought that Reggie was the Pacers were gonna take over. But then that's when Kobe became Kobe, and hit all the shots to become Kobe and to take away Reggie's ring. And I've been a fan of Kobe and Shaq since the Kobe and Shaq days. So I'm not a bandwagon fan. Like since Kobe and Shaq were together. And I lived in Los Angeles on Skid Row next to the.
Does Skid Row still exist?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Oh. Has it gotten bigger?
It's Dance Dance Revolution of needles and blood and poop.
Can you live there? So what happened? Can you just set up a tent?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hobos don't come by and be like, "That's my territory."
Dude, you can't. You gotta hold your breath walking past these. Like you can't walk past. It stinks so bad. You gotta hold your breath.
Is there people just shitting on the corner?
There's
San
people.
Francisco?
My mom and dad came to visit me when I was
Skid Row.
When I was homeless.
Oh,
but I was lying to them the whole time. So that I was staying at my friend's house instead of living out of my car. I was private to her. Well, we were driving to the Staples Center, and I go, "Hey, Mom, look over there to the right." She looks over to the right. There is a person shitting while they're standing in the.
That takes practice.
Into a plastic bag.
Oh, well, at least it's a plastic bag.
As they're standing up.
Oh.
And my mom looks over. She's like, "Oh my god! Like they just shit right in the streets. They fuck in the alleyways. They shit next to vending machines with their children.
It's very primal. Oh, they have kids. That's nice.
They jerk off in the libraries. Like you think this is all
We've all done
like a joke. Like you see it in the movies and the TV shows. Like me personally, everything I just said, I've experienced. I was literally typing up my resume at the Los Angeles library, and there's a guy jerking off next to me watching porn.
Oh, the libraries have always been bashed. Even downtown, here in Buffalo, we have homeless people, obviously, and that's what they just get on because you can get on the internet. So they get on the internet. I've many times before I had a computer of my own. I'd go to a library and use their facilities, and I'd always be surrounded by homeless people looking weird things, like to the left, which is okay, but it's they're loud and they're like trying to talk between me, and it's like, guys, it's the library. Just use your computer and just check it out.
They have like a Game Gear with
with
with a half Gatorade bottle of
but it's a
liquor.
problem, yeah. But no, here's the thing: you're mad at comedian Ari Shaffir. But you're falling into the trap, bro. Don't you believe? Obviously, he's because you like Kobe, and he said something bad about Kobe, so you feel like he should be canceled. But what if it's just someone that you like? You know what I mean? Like, what you got to let people say what they want to say. He is facing the consequences. His talent agency did drop him.
Well,
and he was making it. He did a very bad joke, but he was making a joke. He falls under the umbrella of comedian.
Don Johnson pulled an Ari Shaffir on me as well on the Buffalo comedy page. I told him he posted an Ari Shaffir post after. First off, I've never seen an Ari Shaffir post on the Buffalo comedy. Ever.
He did a tweet for Luke Perry. No one gave a shit when he died of a stroke. He was like, Luke Perry's, what do you call him, a pedophile? Hollywood pedophile? I don't know. He did one for Tom Petty. He said you got a or what do you say? Lord hates your voice, so he killed you. And he probably did it for the Luke Perry one.
That's his gimmick.
It's still so.
But
granted, he made
when you fuck with Kobe, what happens though?
Well, here's the thing though. He did
Luke Perry isn't Kobe, bro.
I know, but also, Luke Perry also died of a stroke. Like Kobe is still fairly. Well, he was only 40 and he died with his daughter, but still, he wasn't. That's not the point. I mean, he's still just doing his thing. He's definitely not. There's headlines that say he was celebrating his death. He's not. He's not happy. He's not celebrating his death.
So I'm just me and you talking about it right now. I'm honestly.
Well, I don't want to make you upset.
I just got a new case of PTSD right now. Just
right,
no. No, I'm not that serious.
Well, I don't want you to be upset. I mean, I know if you really liked it, but it's like you got to be freedom of speech is you got to be all in or all out because what if someone comes up or JP Sears or you get attacked or whatever, you become famous one day and they're like, all of a sudden we don't like your talk about the flat earth and then and then you lose your talent, you lose your job, you won't like it. So it's like, you got to be like, you just because you don't agree with what he says, you can't just.
How many comedians have you heard and listened to where you're just like, holy shit, they really don't give a fuck about anything? And
you should, as a comedian, your job is, some comedians, if you're that type of comic, is to shit on you need a little detachment. That's why I'm so good, because I'm detached from society. And I can shit on everything because I don't give a shit about a lot of things.
I do attack all sides. I attack flat earthers as much as globe earthers. I really attack con artists in general. I hate liars. And I hate people who don't support other people. I hate people who are pretending to support other people. And that's a lot of different scenes, as we talked about, in comedy and music, movies, and in Hollywood in general. That's the entire. You're a free agent on your own, and you got to promote yourself until you make it. You gave me an opportunity to quote unquote promote myself. It's fun. I haven't talked to you in realistically 7 years, and I like you. I tell people that I like you, and I don't even. I'm like, who do the Buffalo comedians do like? A few. Jason Pomowitz. I can't.
That's nice.
And I can't name anyone else. I don't. No, I can. I can.
Oh, okay.
But I just. It's weird. People go their own routes. People do their own things.
Right, but I'm saying you should defend. He failed. he tried to do his joke thing, right, and it was a fail because of, and I think there was probably maybe a racial component because black people are really like to, because Kobe's a hero to everyone, so black people don't like that shit.
Yeah, the Mexicans, the Filipinos,
so you don't
Asians. He's a god. People are
and
saying
it was the day of. So I mean, it was just a miscalculation, but he should be able to like. We shouldn't take it so far. Like that's a fascist society, right? We should just be like, "Hey, Ari,
I love taking it too far. Matter of fact, that's the whole point.
Die? Do you want him to die?
That's the thing. I can't. No, I don't want him to die, but I will.
Do you want him to be poor? Do you want him to never work again?
I want him to suffer. I do want.
Okay, so if someone punches him in the face, I mean.
No, that's the thing. Like people like Don Johnson, which, by the way, I didn't know that he was the manager of the Buffalo comedy page. And then I noticed that he's like, that's not how comedy works, man. I go, well, it is actually. That is how comedy works. We decide if you're going to work here anymore. People like Michael Rappaport will come out, call you out, and now you're not allowed to perform in New York comedy clubs, let alone Los Angeles comedy clubs. So, yeah, it's a...
Well, I think that is a little extreme, though.
And then he deleted my comments. Don Johnson apologized. Then he disabled the comments, just like Ari Shaffir disabled his comments on Instagram. Don, don't disable your comments on it. And then you blocked me. You blocked me.
I don't think Don Johnson.
You blocked me too. See, like
he doesn't listen to the.
Oh man, it's so fucking funny.
Well, Buffalo comedy is not for
those fake supporters that I'm talking about.
Well,
see,
for sure.
Real supporter, fake supporter. Don Johnson. Real supporter, Jason. Fake supporter, Don.
Well, Don's the boss of Buffalo Comedy.
Ooh. Oh, blacklist.
I'm just saying.
Last time I performed.
What do you want to happen to Ari? I think he did learn his. I mean, I don't know if he apologized, but he made a bad joke. We all made a bad joke.
I threatened Ari in Joey Diaz's Facebook group.
Why did you go to Joey Diaz's Facebook?
Because I knew Ari and Joe Joe Diaz would read it, and I know Joe would tell Ari, or at least he would see it. I knew for a fact that Joey Diaz would read it. I knew it, so I put basically Ari, you're not going to perform in Los Angeles anymore, and if you do, you're going to get death threats. And you're gonna get your legs broken, and everyone's like, "Oh, you're an internet tough guy." And this was immediately I said this before all these articles and death threats came out, and then Don Johnson, yeah, it's not how it works. And then I posted, yeah, his sponsors dropped him, his talent agency dropped him. Yeah, he's no longer doing a tour. It's because he finished it. Well, how did it go when he tried to go on stage in New York? Oh, he couldn't because he was getting death threats. Where is he now? Oh, he disabled all of his Instagram, and to the point where Joey Diaz had to actually apologize to me, saying, "My man, listen, we're all traumatized by Kobe's death, and I'm sorry that I have no control." He's saying, "I'm sorry, I have no control." Like, how pathetic of a human being do you have to be when you have to apologize to a random dude online, me, about your friend Ari, about what a piece of shit you are? And then Don Johnson goes, "Oh yeah, Joey didn't say anything about you. Joey wouldn't respond to you." Well, he did though. So like, why? What kind of person says that? Like, what kind of person goes, "Oh, Joey wouldn't give you the time of day"? He did though, and you're calling me delusional. That is just weird to me. That's weird, dude. That's weird.
But you know what I found? Since I'm a little older than you.
Jealous is what it is. But anyway.
No, I have some advice for you. Being right, sometimes just being right is enough, and you can't prove, like, even if someone else is wrong, you're not going to change your mind, and you just have to go on with your daily life. Did you ever see those Twilight episodes, like Twilight Zone, or even some Star Trek episodes, like where only one person knows the virus? Like, everyone's acting different because there's like a weird virus in the air, and only one person knows. Sometimes that's how I feel, and that's just how you have to live your life, knowing that you're right and other people are wrong, because you'll just exhaust yourself. I've been like just trying to show, because like, look what happens. There's fucking things. Obviously, a lot of people in society believe wrong-headed things.
Yep.
But inside, if you know that you're right, or you feel that you're right, sometimes that's enough gratification. I found. No, I mean you're a little younger than me, so you want to keep out there and keep. But that's I mean
I don't think so, man. I honestly, I think as much as I get myself out there, I stay under the radar a lot. Honestly, it's like I'm in a reactive state of like I know what I'm doing, but when I get myself like, how does this like, if I wanted attention, I could get a lot more attention if I wanted to, but I don't. Like I purposely try to stay under the radar.
right. But I'm saying, and also you should forgive Ari. I mean, I'm not saying you have to like him. Obviously not. Go to any of his shows.
I've been 3 feet away from Ari, listening to his cackling laughter, and so I know how easy it is to break his legs.
Are you good at breaking? Do you have some sort of technique?
No, I mean,
do you have a crowbar?
No, I'm just
immediately going to break his legs.
No, I'm not.
Don't you think that's excessive?
No, I'm not saying I'm going to break his legs. I'm just saying I know how easy it is to break his legs.
But I'm saying if you did, let's say someone did break his legs, don't you think that's too much though? I mean, there is a thing as justice.
That does seem a bit extreme to put a man in a wheelchair. Ari,
over something that he.
You're lucky Jason is here because I forgive you now.
To mean as a joke because I'm saying we could all.
Well, that's the thing.
I've made horrible.
Ari
jokes.
put his bad jokes out there, and I'm putting bad jokes out there. Break your legs. How are you gonna work when your tongue is cut out? That's a bad joke, isn't it? Hey Ari, how are you gonna work when your tongue is cut out? I'm just kidding though. I'm just kidding. It's just a bad joke. See that's how it works, Ari. It's a bad joke. It's just a bad joke, dude. Touches some nerves there.
I mean, I know you're legitimately upset, but I'm just. It's just.
Well, that's what he does. It's a celebrity death, and he makes says the craziest things, and that's his gimmick. So, how are you gonna work when your tongue's cut out? I'm just kidding, though. I'm just kidding.
Well, it only works one way.
Wait, what?
It only works one way. It only works when Ari does it.
Oh, okay. See, that's the thing. They're like Ari. They kept saying to me, he'll be back in a. I kept a tab of how long they kept telling me he'd be back, and he'll be back in a couple days. He'll be back in a week. He'll be back in 3 weeks. He'll be back in a month.
He will be back. He will be performing shows again.
He'll be back for 3 to 6, up to a year. And I'm like, how long? I'm like, you guys just said it was a couple days, and it went from 3 and then to 6 months. Now it's a year. How long? People like what's his name? Not Sam Morrill. Not Anthony Jeselnik.
Joe Rogan.
Who's the Dave Chappelle wannabe? He goes like this.
Andrew Schultz. Andrew Schultz.
I don't know.
I'll keep going. I wanted to watch Parasite. I didn't get to watch that. I wanted to watch The Island. I didn't get to watch that.
Have you seen any of the Oscar-nominated movies?
Yeah, I have.
Which ones?
Did you list a bunch?
Well, for Best Picture, have you seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
I only watched 15 minutes of it.
Which, the first or the last?
The first 15 minutes of it. I gotta watch that. That's a must-watch. Is it?
Might be a little over. I don't know how you make Quentin.
I love Quentin's movie. Yeah.
It's okay.
I love the inner workings of Hollywood. I love figuring that.
But
stuff
it's
out.
all his reimagining, though. So it's like, sure, it's like where
beautiful transition. Beautiful transition, by the way.
Gets his comeuppance, you know what I mean? But it's not how it happened. And yeah, it would be great, I guess, if Sharon Tate lived. Roman Polanski. Maybe, I guess if Sharon Tate lived, he's trying to say Roman Polanski would have never raped that chick, that 15-year-old chick in the fucking hot tub.
Didn't get that memo.
About Roman Polanski?
Well, I just, I'm on the fringes of that one. I don't. What's that? He's a pedophile or a rapist or something like that.
Isn't everyone in Hollywood?
Is he a politician?
No, that's why he lives in Roman Polanski, the director.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, all those guys aren't they?
That's why he moved to. No, he lives in Poland now. Like after he went to some Hollywood
Epstein's
party.
friend or something.
I don't know if Epstein was around in the 60s. Well, no, he went to some party, and I don't know what kind of parent takes their 15-year-old girl, just leaves them, and she was in a hot tub. So Roman Polanski thought it was, he was like, hey, I directed this movie, and then she slipped her a drink. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, but he basically raped her.
Yeah, it reminds me of.
And then he got on rape charges, and then he's like, oh, I'm going back home. And then he hasn't come back to the United States since.
Who was that little girl? E.T., not Drew Barrymore, but the chick who died.
Are you thinking of the chick from Poltergeist? I don't think it was.
Yes.
Yeah, she had some sort of kidney thing.
Yeah, that's reminding me of that. Horrible. Now that's Did you hear what Macaulay Culkin said about that chick? Ooh,
No.
man, pretty rough stuff, man. I don't even want to go into that actually.
Here's the thing, but do you did you read? You don't know
Or
anything
Macaulay
about
Culkin.
the Manson family? You don't know about the Manson family?
What I know a lot about the Manson family. But fill me in.
Here's my thing about Charles.
Shout out to Charles Manson.
After watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, right? And like he vehemently,
Great artist, great musician, musician.
he was like, I didn't do anything wrong because like I guess he didn't kill anybody, right?
Yeah, he didn't.
But here's the thing: every year he got up for parole, he still had a goddamn swastika tattoo. It's like at least turn it into a cube, bro. How the fuck are you gonna go to before a parole board and be like, let me out?
Isn't
He
it a
has
good luck?
swastika
Isn't it
between
a
his
good
eyes.
luck symbol? People are taking it too far.
No,
guys,
it's
huh?
reversed though when it's the Buddhist or the Hindu symbol. That's in the down. For people that come to our downtown, our lovely Buffalo downtown, there is a tile in the. I think it's in the bus terminal, and it's the Hindu sign.
Mm,
You know, and it looks like a swastika, but
Mhm.
it's the other way.
I
People
do.
get confused.
I am aware of that.
I've seen people on Instagram take pictures like, "Yo, Buffalo's crazy. They got a swastika on their tile," and it's like, guys, calm down. Buffalo's a little racist, but we don't have
Not that bad.
fucking symbols in our.
We're not like the amazing racist.
Yeah.
Good old Ari.
Yes, never gonna let that go.
I will. One of these days.
But you know, and like, isn't that the greatest gig though to be on like the Charles Manson parole board? But like, what's this? We're gonna be no. Like everyone just looks around like we're gonna vote no, right? We're gonna hear him out. We're gonna humor this fucker for 20 minutes, and as he goes on to a rant about Helter Skelter, and then we're gonna say nope.
Honestly, I've listened to Charles Manson's albums, and
How many does he? He has a discography.
he was like Beatles before the Beatles. That's why I think they got rid of him. I think he was too.
Do you think it's a conspiracy? You mean he didn't act like they actually?
Oh, it was a huge conspiracy. Huge.
So wait, Charles Manson is innocent? Is that what you're trying to say? He's like a good person.
I'm not 100%. Oh, is he a good person? Sheesh, I don't know. But
But here's, but also he's
listen.
charismatic.
If you, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the serial killer monster chick. Remember that chick?
Oh, for that killed truckers. Uh-oh. Oh, hang on. Keep talking.
Her last words, the monster chick.
Yeah.
Before she was executed, she's talking about how the CIA is implanting voices in her head that's telling her to do these murders, and then she said that she knew it, she was aware of it, and then that she was like going along with it. So she knew that the CIA was implanting these, and that they were letting her get away with it. It goes so deep.
Are you sure she's just not crazy?
Well, that's what I mean. Like you gotta like that's what I mean. Like you gotta watch these interviews with Manson and with and use your discernment. Are they fucking crazy people, or is there a nugget of truth in what they're saying?
Well, that I don't disagree with, because this is part of like when Dave Chappelle went crazy, right? Now he speaks the truth, and especially as a part of it, I realize. And also Martin Lawrence, like if you notice, a lot of black celebrities went fucking crazy. Now, why is that though? Like especially when they hit stardom, and it is because Dave Chappelle nailed it, because he's like, oh, he wanted the big contract, but also when they want to give you $50 million, the man, well, they're probably all white, but like those people are always, they're probably following him. They want to micromanage him, and especially like a black person, they don't like that shit, and it makes them go crazy. Like.
He did wear the dress, though. Let's not get fooled.
He did have a thing.
Robin
about,
Hood, Men in Tights.
Well, that was for a joke, though. Yeah, he does have a thing where they're trying to demasculate like all black guys appear in drag. And then for this one movie with Martin Lawrence, he's like, I'm not doing that shit. But he didn't do it for that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, 10 minutes later, they did come out with a new scene. He's like, why is that?
Exactly.
He's like, because I'm not going to wear a goddamn dress. And I respect, like, well, whatever. But I mean, it is true. Like when you. They own you in a sense when they want to give you so much money, you know what I mean? He's not for that, and I get it, and that'll make you go crazy. Same thing with Martin Lawrence, fucking jogging at 2:00 in the morning on whatever Santa Monica Boulevard because he got too famous, and then everyone was whatever happens. Like there's a lot of things behind the scenes that you don't know what's going on.
You want to work for Warner Brothers? Here, all you gotta do is fuck this 50-year-old chick, do some coke, and be her slave for a couple of years, and you got yourself your comedian TV show where you go on a mountain with a bunch of psychedelic shaman people who they'll film you taking a bunch of drugs. You're chilling with a bunch of shamans, and it's like Here, it's a TV show. Here, all you gotta do is do some coke and fuck old people. Be a slave to the this woman or this man. Here, sign your soul away.
That's what they try
People
to do.
think that's not real, but it is. It's 100% real.
Well, you know, Ted Bundy also, like, they asked him what made you kill it. I think Ted Bundy just wants to fuck with people, just like that monster chick. And he was like pornography, but he was just a fucking psycho
I
who
don't,
liked to kill chicks.
now, I don't support Ted Bundy, but Manson is a guy I can get behind.
Well, no, here's the thing about Manson, though, man. Sometimes I
Andrew
don't know-
Schultz, is that the guy I'm thinking of?
Oh, the comedian, maybe.
You know who he is? Andrew Schultz.
I do know. I don't know about what about him though.
I remembered his
Oh.
name.
But no, Charles Manson. Like sometimes I can't get two of my friends to agree on the same movie. Charles Manson got a whole group of people to go murder someone in the fucking hills. Talk about
Charisma.
that.
Talk about a persuasive guy.
It's like if he was only not fucking. He's partially nuts though. I mean, whatever made
Obviously.
him go nuts, like the society.
Now, here's the
or
thing,
whatever.
man. These people, now, you have Eastern mysticism, these yogic meditators who are in monasteries or Buddhic monks in the East. And these are the wisest people in the East. In the West, we do things differently. You have a budding music career or an acting career, we'll turn you into a murdering psychopath, throw you in solitary confinement, and then you'll meditate in solitary confinement like Manson did and figure out all the secrets of the universe. And so we take our geniuses, mystic gurus, and we put them in solitary confinement, call them murdering psychos, even though we don't have any proof of it. And then we listen to their interviews and are like, dude, but did you ever watch Manson? Though he actually makes a lot of sense. It's like, so this is how we aggrandize. Oh, people like Bobby Fischer, the chess master. It's like, you do realize that people say that Bobby Fischer. That's right. I'm bringing up Bobby Fischer. You do realize that people say that Bobby Fischer is the most genius person that ever lived, the greatest chess master that ever lived. And what happened to Bobby Fischer? Where did Bobby Fischer go? Oh yeah, you gotta do a little bit more research.
Well, it's just it doesn't pay to be smart.
The Jews.
He's part Jewish, though, isn't he?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well,
His parents.
it doesn't pay. Well, when you're slightly smarter than the average, just
I'm Jewish too.
It
I just did Ancestry.com.
Oh,
Now I'm set. I'm a Jew now. I got
how much?
about 5%.
What does that get?
It gets me a yarmulke and a free pass to Israel.
Does it? Does that mean you're the chosen one now? All you have to do is be 5%.
And I am Jewish. I always knew because of how thrifty I was, but now I'm 100%. Sheesh,
All right.
this is thick.
No, I don't tell Charles just because you are crazy. Crazy people do have a few good points here and there, but I mean Charles Manson did go crazy. Or maybe he's too smart. Did we ever test his IQ? Was it off the charts? Most serial
Probably.
killers are pretty fucking smart.
I mean, we can say the same things about Robin Williams. He's a madman and a genius, right?
Well, he was. Or is he still alive? I'm sorry.
Do these people do now? I know this is a thing that what are the odds do you think that these people are on an island somewhere chilling?
No,
Like,
I mean, Robin
do you-
Williams is dead.
Do you think that there is a place that you could get so rich where you reach such a high echelon that there's a whole different world, and you can people think that Andy Kaufman faked his death and then he became Donald Trump, and that's his greatest joke that ever he played.
That would be a great
Now
show.
imagine after his term, he's like, he takes off remember, because he dressed up as Tony Clifton in a fat suit. Why couldn't he dress? Now imagine with the technology we have, he's got prosthetics now. He can take off his Trump mask and just Andy Kaufman. It's the greatest prank that ever existed in the world.
Do you know how much I would enjoy that? Unfortunately, it's not going to happen.
Oh man, I wish.
It would be the greatest prank ever. But no.
I watched an interview with Trump shutting down reporters yesterday. Man, is he entertaining. He is extremely. Now, I know you're a Democrat based on what you said.
Well, I'm not pro Trump.
But I don't identify as Democrat or Republican. I don't vote. I only voted for Obama in 2008, and then I realized how useless my vote was, and I'm like, oh, I voted because I knew that he was going to be the president, and it's just, it was like a way to aggrandize myself. I was right.
they
I
somehow
was
tricked
right.
you into voting.
It's weird. People like care so much about that stuff, and then that was me. Like I like pretended to care about who was going to be president just to say I was right, and like ultimately I didn't even care. I was just more concerned about being right, like you said earlier.
Well, there is a thing. They wanted to stop reporters from reporting early returns. Like if they say someone's really ahead, they found that it stops people from going and voting when the polls are still open because people give up, like they get like mass. You know what I mean? They get like oh, I might as well not go and vote, and they can still vote. I know the press still does that. If you're watching news, they still try to report.
Yeah, I don't care. We're gonna have Dwayne the Rock Johnson, or
I think he'd make a great president.
who else? George Clooney, Kanye West.
I'd vote for Kanye.
Um,
I'd vote for Google. Google should be president in my book.
Now, what do you think about people like Owen Benjamin and Eddie Bravo?
I think Owen Benjamin's not super funny.
Okay,
But he should still be on tour. He shouldn't be blacklisted. I mean, I don't know if he...
Did you see what he's done lately?
What has he done lately?
He's a flat Earth comedian now.
Oh, is he? Does he say the Earth is flat?
Yeah, like see, there used to be I gave him 6 months. I go, dude, you got about six months to research this. I go, if you flip flop and you go back, I'm not gonna have any. And he went to. He's a flat earther now. Now I distinguish flat Earth comedians, flat Earth comedy, from globe Earth comedians and globe Earth comedy. It's completely different. Now, matter of fact, the globe Earth comedians all around the plane, the Earth, they all work out their material on stage, usually after their 5 minutes or 10 minutes, usually after their main bit, and then or 15 minutes or half hour, if you have that much time, and then they'll work on their conspiracy, their flat Earth stuff after their main bit, and they'll try to pander to the crowd to the most basic shit, and it's like, holy crap, dude! Like that is the definition of globe Earth comedy. Like you haven't done any research. First off, you haven't done any tests to prove to yourself that the Earth is a spinning ball hurling through an abyssal black void through space. You haven't done any tests to prove that, and yet you're making fun of people who have actually done scientific tests all around the Earth using all different types of devices. So it's
wait,
very strange.
Is he for real though?
Yeah, he is.
But what is he? But is he making jokes about?
Yeah,
Or like what is he saying? No, I don't.
He's like kind of like he's just a regurgitated me now. He's just they don't want to look into it. They don't want to get the information
So you think he's not serious?
from the professionals. He's just a flip flopper.
He's just trying to do
They're
it for
fad
attention
jumpers.
now.
Yes,
Oh.
yes. It's weird. Like people like Eddie Bravo, I respect. He's a full-fledged Owen Benjamin. He's a full-fledged Owen Benjamin. I love Eddie Bravo. I love Eddie Bravo. These people, like Sam Chipotle, he's
Who's that?
Sam Chipotle.
Does he own Chipotle?
No, Sam Tripoli or something like that, right?
Oh, Triple H.
Yeah.
TROP.
Yeah, I just call him Sam Chipotle.
Okay.
But they're like so flip floppy. Like they have no spine. I don't like that at all. I like when people take a stance on things. Like I used to be neutral. I used to take pride in not choosing. If you decide not to, if you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. I used to take pride in not choosing to be the neutral, like a gray Jedi or something like that. But now I was like that for like the past 5 years. Now I just choose, man. Choose a side. Pick a side.
Are you talking about like
Anything, everything in general. Pick a side.
Well, you can't be neutral. Yeah. Well,
I mean, you don't have to.
neutrality is just undecided, isn't it? Right.
Yeah.
Except for like,
I think it's funner to choose a side. Like it's kind of boring to be neutral. I've been neutral for the past 5 years. Suddenly, I'm choosing a side more, and it's like
what side? Are you talking about like just flat Earth in general?
No, I'm talking about
Or
comedy,
everything?
psychology, your friends, who you hang around with. Pick a side. Who don't hang around people who just tolerate you.
You shouldn't do that. No.
Like, be around people who are more supportive of you, and then you'll actually get somewhere.
Well, you should have a support base. Yes, that's important. Yeah, I don't know who would
Never have me back on the show.
You don't want to come back on the show?
Of course I do.
Oh, okay. I'll have you back on the show, bro. Like I said earlier, I do not agree that the Earth is flat, but I don't agree. That's so boring to have friends that you agree with everything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, some people are like, well, that's a pretty big thing.
My best friend doesn't agree with me.
But it's almost like God, though. You can be agnostic, right? Well, like maybe there is some power that exists, but we don't know what it is.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that's being neutral. That's like you're just not sure because there's no proof either way.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I will say though, I know you don't believe those. I guess you would think it's CGI, but I do believe those pictures from space.
Oh man, those are unbelievable cartoons. Like,
that's fine. But
pure
I don't
fantasy cartoon CGI.
But then why? Okay, I do have. So why are they lying to us though?
Well,
about that?
They keep everyone in a ball.
But what's
a
the
box.
what's the end point of that?
Because they own your soul and your mind.
Oh, so they're just another lie, just to not tell the truth.
If you already have the foundation of what is underneath your feet taken away from you, that means that you'll believe anything from there on out. That they're going to put a space hotel on the International Space Station, and that people are going to be sleeping, going on a vacation up to the ISS. That's ridiculous. You can't leave the Earth. There's no there's no such thing.
Oh, so all the space launches have been fake.
Yeah. You
I mean, I don't believe necessarily in the moon landing. That one is a little iffy, but I think
space travel of a rocket hurling through space to the moon violates the second law of thermodynamics. It's physically impossible. You need thrust. There needs to be a propulsion of thrust for every action equal action reaction to travel through space. Right. There is no external medium in space, thus they're not pushing off of anything. And you gotta push off of something. There's nothing to push off of in space, and so you'd be flopping around like a balloon with no, you can't. And then they say it's just a joke if you really look into it. It's sad too, and you see like Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong, like they're all alcoholics and depressed, and
I think that's because they know that there's extraterrestrials that exist, and they can't.
That's another part of the deception is the extraterrestrial deception.
That they exist.
They want you to see. They need the outer space so they can have the alien threat come from outer space, which is they're in control of. They're going to pretend to have a fake alien invasion. But they're the ones that are going to be in the saucers, the government controlled. So
is this coming soon?
Yeah, probably. Project Bluebeam, and see the thing is that
is that why we're organizing Space Force?
Exactly,
Exactly,
or Space Farce, and it's incredible. So it's $50 million per day in NASA's budget, and what is it? The International Space Station alone has made over $100 billion. Why the lie? Why the lie is basically what you said. It's to keep your mind and your soul away from you, so you don't know who you are, what you are, where you are, and what you're doing. They've done a really good job of that.
So you think what is Elon Musk doing? Is he just fucking rockets up? Or what is he doing?
Do you ever listen to that guy?
No, I always thought he might be an alien. I'm not a big Elon Musk fan though, because he just talks shit and he never does really what he says is that he's going to do though.
Yeah, exactly. He never does it. Here's my car from a PlayStation graphic game. And
I'm gonna make this big tunnel. And then
my bulletproof windows, and he throws the shit into it, and it breaks. He's does a dumb dance.
Well, no,
he's a fictional character.
Is he controlled by his government?
Elon Musk. The name Elon is a character created by a science fiction author. I'm pretty sure it was either Jules Verne, who is basically the
Arthur C. Clarke,
founder of science fiction. Is Jules Verne? What is it? Around the Earth, Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Oh yeah.
Jules Verne is the author, the founding father of science fiction, and science, modern science. All of it is science fiction. It's a religion of scientism, and they all worship balls.
Is that some sort of foul thing?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
It is. You're 100% right. Heliocentrism is sun worshipping phallic worship. That's why they have obelisks. The obelisks, they're giant penises at all the most important cities and states.
So before Galileo came along, so we're trying to say we actually like that society got it right because we all thought the Earth was flat, right? And then Galileo was like, "No, was it Galileo?"
Yeah.
We're like, "No."
Yeah,
And they're like, "Well, we'll kill you unless you." And then he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake."
That
It's
shit-
flat."
that I was obsessed about. I'm like, so they're the ones telling us about Galileo.
Right.
How are we supposed to take their word for it when Galileo discovered that the Earth is actually traveling around the sun? So the Earth isn't the center of the universe, a geocentric model. It's actually a heliocentric model. The Earth is and then everyone's like, kill him, burn him. He's like, all right, I guess it's like the whole thing's crazy. How am I supposed to believe that? I don't know. I have to take the government's word for it that what they're saying about what he did is correct. How the fuck I don't know that they're lying right there? That would be a genius move. And obviously they are.
Right.
They killed him.
Well, they kill everyone.
Put him in jail. What did they do to fucking Socrates? They made him drink the hemlock.
Well, yeah, they don't like people that tell the truth. That's why, like, MLK was just like, we should all get along. They're like, well, we can't have that. We're going to kill you.
Well, why do people like Richard Pryor and George Carlin get a pass?
Wow, because they're just,
Why is Dave Chappelle get a pass?
it's a different society, though. This is in the past. We used to kill people. Now we just kind of discredit them and we make weird memes about them. And then people are like, although I don't think the far right's very good at making memes, but
They're awful at it.
But they try, and then they, people like old people that are on Facebook share that shit, and then they're like, "Oh, Facebook is responsible for getting people fucking elected," and then you got Mark Zuckerberg who's like, "I'll let anything go. You pay me, whatever ad you want on fucking Facebook is good, and I got everyone's data. If you want it, thumbs up."
The best meme wins.
But yeah, but some of those memes. But how do you feel about Star Trek? Then do you like Star Trek?
No, actually, I was lucky. I'm so very lucky that I didn't grow up loving Star Trek and Star Wars. Like my dad is a huge Trekkie and a huge Star Wars fan. And like I'll still to this day walk by him and he'll be watching it. And oh, by the way, Picard, Captain Picard.
Yes.
If you look up who he's named after, Captain Picard, the fictional Picard, is named after the real Picard. And the real Picard is a real character. He was the first person to go to the stratosphere in a balloon. And he said that the Earth looked like a flat disc with an upturned edge. And this is the real Picard. What a genius way to just trick everyone to forget about the real Picard and make a fake Picard who's in outer space. Space, the final frontier. A black infinite void of nothingness where we'll just laundry all the money possible. Endless amounts of money be thrown into these space missions, and we can never complete any of these space missions. We'll just keep pushing them back every 5 to 10 years. But you'll keep giving us money to do these things, and you'll keep believing it.
Well, you
Trust NASA. Trust
Law
the
and,
government.
Law and Order says always funny to follow the money trail. That's all I do. But well, the thing I like about Star Trek, though, minus the cool spaceships and green chicks, is no. But it has a good message, though. It's just always remember your humanity, which we all should do. You know what I mean? And let's all just be but I'm just gonna let's all be cool to each other.
Yeah, I agree.
Like we're all in the same whatever we're in this whatever it is
Realm.
Round Earth, flat Earth. We're still here together.
We're in a realm.
As far as I know.
We're in something. We're on something.
So I mean, let's disagree civil. Like, there's always going to be disagreement, but let's do it civilly. I don't think anybody has to have their legs cut. But we can disagree on that as well.
I agree with you 100%, and that's actually something I fight with a lot is being kind. And
I mean, it is hard because people piss you the fuck off.
How hard is it to be a professional comedian, being nice and kind on stage? Well, don't count Ron Funches. So like he's like the epitome of a positive vibe comedian,
right?
And I respect the hell out of him for that. And I actually saw him come here perform recently.
Oh yeah, he was here. Well, a while. I mean, a bit ago. But at Helium, he was here. Yeah.
And like to me, that's incredible to be so positive and kind on stage. I don't understand how that.
Well,
is.
that's who he is, though. That's why it works. Like it's basically who he is. Just like Anthony Jeselnik probably isn't like a douchebag, but he likes to make dark jokes in private, so he brought it to stage, and it's a little exaggeration of who he is, but that's basically who he is.
Yeah, but don't you think it's so much easier to be funnier when you're like kind of not nice and not kind of?
Well, yeah, because that's how humor is. Sometimes, most of the time, you always need a butt of the joke, though. So yeah, humor can't always be kind and haha. Why'd the chicken cross the road? There has to be like some stupid thing involved.
Help me there. Like how am I supposed to struggle with my desire to be? No, that's interesting. A desire to be kind and but to be funny. What to be funnier is more important than to be kind to me. So like I'm like break your legs.
it's a punchline to everything. Just break your legs. Maybe cut out your tongue, or maybe Colombian boat. Oh,
now that you're saying it, it sounds extremely harsh.
It's a little harsh. I feel like it's just the punishment doesn't fit the crime. Is my point.
We're all in the big guess.
But we do have to go to work. So, it's fine. Oh, let's. What's your favorite movie? Let's wrap it up there. Or do you have any other notes? If you want to mention anything else.
Let's see.
You took some notes, or you wrote some stuff down. So.
My favorite movie.
Do you like The Matrix?
I love The Matrix. And now that the Wachowski sisters are making the fourth and fifth, we're in a real world Matrix now. It was the Wachowski brothers.
I know. One
now they're
transitioned, and then I don't know if he convinced the other one how great it was, or if he just decided, like, because sometimes when you're big, I don't know if it was the older brother, but like if you're close, your older brother does something.
I might as well do it too.
I do it too. So
we're gonna make The Matrix 4. I might as well shock the hell out of them.
I'm sort of looking forward to it, cautiously optimistic, because I don't want it to suck, because I do love the Matrix series, but it's like, what are they gonna?
They're all amazing, and then you got John Wick 3 coming out on the same day, and that's like, dude. Keanu Reeves, what a he's gone. Wow. But I want to say here. Actually, Ari Schaefer's career went down with that helicopter.
What you wanted to say? I think he'll be okay.
I just kidding. I don't know. It's like,
Louis C.K. is performing again.
Yeah, but he was funny to begin with. You see how that works? Like, Louis C.K. was a funny person to begin with.
Right.
Ari wasn't.
Okay.
I think my final thought is, I've talked to recently 11-year-old boys who are more mature. Easy. Who are?
Did you get a focus group of 11-year-olds?
No, it's in my Discord group. And I'm like, dude, how old are you? He's like, I'm like, are you 13 years old? He's like, no, I'm 11. So he's asking me all these questions. I'm like, what are you doing, flat Earth homework or something like this? And dude, I've talked to 11-year-old boys who are more mentally and emotionally mature than 35 and 40-year-old globe lovers and globe defenders. That's how I know, and that's how I know something is wrong, dude. If you can't let go of the ball and you're 35 or 40 years old, and there's 11-year-olds that are like questioning everything, and it's like, my teachers get really angry at me, and it's like, yeah, there's a big mind control program going on there that we need to step out of. We need to reevaluate. And what's the worst part of it is that you have to throw away everything. And when I mean everything, I only mean everything. I mean everything that you ever learned in your entire life. I know that's why it's so hard to get over it, to step over it, to go beyond it, because you have to throw away everything, relearn everything, and then you have a whole entire new view and perspective on what you used to.
All right. Well,
it's a lot, man.
No, I understand what you're saying. Well,
like it takes more than 2 hours of time.
We're constantly lied to, but that's because every child should have a childhood, and you should be exposed to the truth until a certain age, until your brain is fully developed. Obviously, like, oh, be good, or you're Santa Claus, and then fucking you get to go to heaven in case you die, or why did your little kid why'd your 10-year-old friend get fucking cancer? Not because DuPont fucking poisoned our ground, but just God needed another 10-year-old in heaven or some bullshit like that. So it's like, oh, these are all lies. And then when you get to a certain age, you realize there might not be a God. There might be nothingness, and then there's no Santa Claus, and all we have is our humanity. And let's be whatever this reality is in front of us. Let's just do the best we can, and you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
Try to whatever you want to follow. Like, oh, you're funny. You want to be a prophet. You want to be a comic. Whatever you want to do that. Pursue it to your best, and and follow. Get your following. The people that don't agree with you, just push them out of the way. And that's why social media is used in the wrong way. Let's get that. You know what I mean?
Couldn't have put it any better myself.
Let's stay off the computer a little more, and like I said, when you know you're right, sometimes that's all it takes.
I can't add anything better to that.
All right. I'll have you on again. Maybe we can do some research on this Earth thing.
Well, that's the thing. People.
I'm probably still going to think it's round. Though.
It is round. It's okay. Like round isn't a ball.
Right.
A ball is round.
Okay.
But round isn't a ball. You know
right. Yeah. But if you do not refer to me as globe head, I find that offensive.
All right.
Should I go so far as to say that's my N word? Too much. How dare you?
What do I say then? What do I say? Globe defender? What do I really say?
I don't know. You just call me Jason.
All right.
So I don't know if you got to categorize everybody as a globe for people that you dislike.
Well, people tell me to kill myself on a weekly basis, so I can at least say you're a globe defender to them.
You should avoid those people. That's not nice.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's fine. Well, like I said, we all have different beliefs, and it's all part of marketing. Maybe if you guys get a better, back in the day, I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, there's no such thing as damage control, and you guys having your misinformation programs and propaganda against us with your space discs and your pictures of a frisbee. Like, we don't believe that the Earth is a frisbee. Okay, a frisbee disc. Right. Floating upwards.
Well, yeah, there's propaganda on both sides.
So, like, there we go. Okay.
Well, Betamax was actually better than VHS, right? But it was all marketing, and then somehow VHS won, and it's
every single movie. What is at the beginning of the movie? Ball. The universal ball.
Do you think it's some sort of masonry sign, like all the secret
That's exactly what the
Mason bill?
The Masons is the one pillar, the other pillar, the sun and the moon, the two pillars. Black and white checkerboard. Pillars. The chair in the middle.
It is
stairway
ancient,
to heaven.
But when you stare into the sky, think of ancient man who knew nothing. All they did is they did see a circle, because the sun is a circle, and the moon. Right? The moon.
It is a circle. Yes.
So they
very good words there.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know. It's a ball.
Right.
It's definitely a circle. I don't know if it's a ball. But you did say that you're gonna. You may look into it, and that's exactly my point. We probably end on this. Is it takes more than 2 hours to reverse a lifelong of indoctrination. It takes a lot more than 2 hours, and people don't want to invest that time. They just want to go to Google.
Right. Well,
what's the first thing? It's like, you do realize that YouTube has literally taken off all the best flat Earth videos in this past year.
Have they?
Yeah. Oh. It's censored it. If you can't beat them, censor them.
All right, buddy.
This is good.
No, it was fun. I appreciate you coming. And yeah, I got to get to work. Do you have any Super Bowl predictions?
No.
You don't care about the Super Bowl?
Let's see here. No one wins. Kobe's gone.
All right.
His daughter's gone.
Thanks for coming, bro. Let me shut this off. Don't say anything too weird that I need to edit. Oh, wait, this way. It's still going. I always forget which one.
All right. This shit work? I guess it does work. I'm on my way to I don't know. My brain is the burger and my heart is the charcoal. Okay. Well, that was fun. That was my buddy. That was my buddy Jason Pomowitz, Buffalo comedian. That is his comedy podcast at lakeeffectcomedy.com. That was fun. I've been wanting to re-listen to that for a while. So I'm glad I got to re-listen to that. Thanks for joining my Telegram group. Now that I know I'm banned on Facebook. Oh, man. Five people. Not bad. 2,400 subscribers. I'm horribly shadow banned. I'm banned on Facebook right now for describing evil to somebody else. I got banned for 30 days on Facebook for describing what evil is to another person, to a third party. Sugar man. And how I love you. I dreamed of this moment for so long. Sugar man, won't you hurry? 'Cause I'm tired of these scenes. All those colors to my dreams. Silver magic ships you carry. Jumpers, Coke, sweet Mary Jane. Sugar man, met a false friend on a lonely, dusty road. Lost my heart when I found it. It had turned to dead black coal. Silver magic ships you carry. Jumpers, Coke, sweet Mary Jane. Sugar man, you're the answer that makes my questions disappear. Sugar man, 'cause I'm weary of those double games I hear. Sugar man, won't you hurry? 'Cause I'm tired of these scenes. Sugar man, you're the answer that makes my questions disappear. Let me... Cisco 25. Cisco Rodriguez. Oh, Sixto. What is that? What's that song? Sixto Rodriguez 2525. Is that fucker still alive? Rodriguez. Oh, in the year 25. Is that what it was? In the year 25? 25? 1969? Zager and Evans? In the year 2525, if man is still alive. In the year 4545. That's dope. $55.55. The year 6565. In the year 7575. Oh, 7510. Eh. $95. Now it's been 10,000 years, and man has cried 10,000 tears. Now man's reign is through in the year. The Lady Lacy Show. What's up, Lady Lacy? In the year 2000. Fancy by Reba. Okay. You want me to listen to Fancy by Reba? I'll listen to Fancy by Reba. Fancy Ray Baker. Fancy. I remember it all very well looking back. It was the summer I turned 18. On the outskirts of New Orleans. We didn't have money for food or rent, to say the least we were hard pressed. Then Mama spent every last penny we had to buy me a dancing dress. Well, Mama washed and combed and curled my hair, and she painted my eyes and lips. And then I stepped into a satin dress and had to spend on down on my hair. Velvet trim, and it fit me good. Back on the looking glass, there stood a woman where a half-gram Creed had stood. He said, "Here's a chance." I said, "Here's a chance, Fancy, don't let me down." On my neck, and then she kissed my cheek. And then she saw little tears welling up in her troubled eyes, and she started to speak. She looked at our beautiful shack, and she said to me in her breath, she said, "Your pa's turned off, and you're sick, and the baby's gonna starve to death." Handed me a heart-shaped locket that said, "To thine own self be true." And I shivered as I watched it crawl across the toe of my high heel shoe. It sounded like somebody else was talking. Asked Mama what I do. She said, "Just be nice to the gentlemen, Fancy, and they'll be nice to you." That's cool. All right, let me listen to this one. Malcolm said it. Malcolm said it. Garvey said it. Tilson said it. Malcolm said it. Martin said it. Malcolm said it. Ellie said it. Garvey said it. If you ain't found something to die for, you never live. Except those with peace and equality, they don't see what we call authority. Live, speak truth, and kill for it. We idolize them and despise them. For the moment, for the times when a woman scream to the top, he alarms like a siren. If you ain't found something to die for, you ain't gonna live. Something to die for. Sounds fucking dope. chains and new driver. We got no brakes. Whatever the place, whatever the face, the master never knew his face. But we belong to they said it's a love song, we're so confused. We live with promises. They are not begun. They are not shun. Said it. Martin said it. Marley said it. Ali said it. Garvey said it. Tucson said it. Alton said it. Marley said it. Ali said it. Garvey said it. Lumumba said it. We down. If you ain't find something to die for, you ain't ever live. You'll never live. Around the globe killing. Made to be religion. People don't rebel. The rebels are the tyrants. People don't rebel. The rebels are the tyrants. You are not God, so we are not defying. No human nature, just our behavior. The oppressed and wanting their behavior as they're the oppressed, wanting their oppressor as their savior. They spoke, but they won't listen. Because we don't appreciate the freedoms that they've given us. It wouldn't bet it that we won't get it. Run, tell your friends that Akita said it. Malcolm said it. You ain't find something to die for. You ain't find something to die for, then you ain't. You'll never live. Malcolm's something to die for. If you ain't find something to die for, you'll never live. Malcolm said it. Martin said it. Marley said it. Ali said it. Garvey said it. Toussaint said it. Said it. Martin said it. Marley said it. Ali said it. Garvey. I weren't there, but I'm sure Desaline said it. Ali said it. Martin said it. Garvey said it. Toussaint said it. I weren't there, but I'm sure Desaline said it. That sounds fucking sick. That sounds dope as fuck. Cool. Huh. Well, this changes things up a little bit. So do I bring my computer with me? I'm not sure if I should bring my computer with me. More things we don't need will make more thieves, more laws we don't need. It's all Siamese. Malcolm said it. Marley said it. Ali said it. Song's dope. I like that song a lot. Release year 2013. It's good shit. Any other songs? Appreciate the 5 people here. 4 people, 5 people, whatever. What do we do here? Whatever you want, man. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. Here. Low-key letter to the 1%. This is my letter to the 1%. Power to those who sell books. Well, shit, dude. Thanks, bro. Damn, dude. Power to those who suffer in silence. Whew. Damn, power to those who love humanity more than they love style. Whew. That shit's good, dude. Okay. So let me do this to these two lucky people watching right now. What? I feel like I should start doing guided meditations. All you have to do is take a deep breath. Breathe in through your nose and hold it. And breathe out. Hold it. Just laughed at myself. Thanks, Lady Lacy Show, Jim West, and Flat Accord Music. Also, Serious Truth, Habanero, Micro Do Trip, Dirty. It took me 10 hours, but I'm back. Who wants to debate? Nobody wants to debate you. Okay, well, that was fun while it lasted. All right, thanks, everybody. Peace out, Jim. hope everybody has a good night. Rest well. Don't let the evils of the world bring your beautiful soul down. And may all the beauty that has died in you come back to life. May all the beauty that has died in you come back to life. We need you. I understand that you don't feel any support. Maybe it's your job to support others. Maybe nobody needs to support you. Maybe you have more support than you know. Maybe I have more support than I know. So I'm done feeling sorry for myself because I don't have much support. So I guess it's my job to support other people.